One day in a resort town, it was raining, and the little town looked totally deserted. It was tough times, everybody was in debt, and everybody lived on credit. Suddenly a rich tourist came to town. He entered the only hotel, laid a $100 bill on the reception counter, and went upstairs to inspect the rooms in order to pick one. The hotel proprietor took the $100 bill, ran to pay his debt to the butcher. The butcher took the $100 bill and ran to pay his debt to the pig raiser. The pig raiser took the $100 bill and ran to pay his debt to the supplier of feed and fuel. The supplier of feed and fuel took the $100 bill and ran to pay his debt to the town's prostitute that at these hard times gave her services on credit. The hooker ran to the hotel and paid off her debt with the $100 bill to the hotel proprietor to pay for the rooms that she rented when she brought her clients there. The hotel proprietor lays the $100 bill back on the counter so that the rich tourist will not suspect anything. At that moment, the rich tourist comes down after inspecting the rooms and takes his $100 bill after saying he did not like any of the rooms there, and he left town. No one earned anything. However, the whole town is now without debt and looks to the future with a lot of optimism. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how the United States government is doing business today.
Congressman, I want to ask you one question. I haven't heard anybody explain this. AIG, the insurance giant, the Treasury gave money, right, to AIG.
Right.
We bailed them out. We think that somehow or another the Fed is funding. So it gave it to AIG. And then what happened was AIG was getting pressure. You got to pay some of this money back. So what they did is they took two companies and sold them to pay this money back that they got back from the Treasury. So they took that money from the sale and they gave it back to the Treasury. But what they sold these two companies to is the Fed. This circle here of money just being flushed in a giant circle seems like I don't know, something you would go to prison for if you tried this in the private sector. What's going on here, Congressman?
Well, shenanigans, and that really makes the point of why we need to audit and find out what the Fed does. Also, some of the banks are paying it back. They don't want any of the restrictions on salaries and other things. So all of a sudden, they're very rich and they're putting money back. But what they're probably doing is borrowing money through the discount window at less than 1%. And, you know, it's a carry trade. They put their money in a Treasury bill or something else, making 1% or 2% more. And all of a sudden, the banks have regained all those losses. But like you say, they churn this, and it's literally money coming from the Fed, which is indirectly coming from the taxpayer.